Hey, cheetah readers. I'm going to show you today how we're going to reactivate or remember how to use our King County Library System card that we get through the North Shore School District, simply because we are students in North Shore. Today, we're going to be using Clever to access the Libby app that we're going to be using to look for cookbooks for our food and cultures unit that we've been working towards. When you go to Clever, I want to make sure that you start by favoriting the Libby app. The Libby app is the little circle with the girl's head kind of hidden behind a book. And she has a little kind of, I guess it's a ribbon that sort of looks like a bookmark as well. This is Libby. Please go ahead and favorite Libby. Once you've favorited Libby, you're going to open Libby, and yours is going to look a little bit different than mine just because I've already logged in. So really quickly, I'm going to switch over to our Libby instructions. Once you get into Libby, you favorited Libby, it's going to ask you, do you have a library card? The answer is yes, you already have a library card as a student in North Shore living in the King County Library System service area. So you're going to click yes. After you click yes, you're going to search for a library. We need to let Libby know that we don't live in Alabama or North Carolina or Ohio, but that we're here in Bothell and in the King County Library System. So in the search box, please type in King County and search. You're going to look for this. When you do that, the first box that will most likely pop up is the little gray box that says King County Library System, Algona Pacific Library. As soon as that box pops up, go ahead and click on that gray box. That's how you select the King County Library System. Once you select your library, King County Library System, it's going to ask you to sign in with your card. Now, here's the thing that many students struggle to recognize: how to build your King County Library System card with your student ID number. So let's go through it together. In the box where it asks for your library account details, every single student's number for this starts with 417. Type that in, 417. Okay. Now, right after that, no spaces in the same box, you're going to add your student ID number. If you don't know your student ID number, it's on your library card right above the barcode that you scan every day that you check out books. So everyone's card starts 417, and then you're going to add your student number to that. After you've added that, click Next. Now your PIN number is super secret. Your PIN number is the last 4 numbers of your student ID. If the last 4 numbers of your student ID are 7676, that's your PIN. If the last 4 numbers of your student ID are 9876, that's your PIN number. Everyone's PIN number will be different. After you put in your PIN number, click Sign In. You will know that you've done this correctly and that you've typed all those numbers in correctly when the little Frank Love, the little blue card shows up. It should have your number at the top, and then you're going to click Next. That little blue card that looks like a library card you might use if you were going to the library. Once you click Next, it's going to ask you if you prefer to read with Kindle or if you want to skip this. We are going to be reading on our laptops, so we are going to skip this. Once you've skipped this, you're going to be in Libby. Now, here's the thing. Libby is the entire King County Library System, which means you may have access to books that your families don't want you to read yet. Please repeat after me. I will choose books that are right for me and my family. I will choose books that are right for me and my family. All right, second part, I know that I am responsible for my choices. Yep. Fourth and fifth grade, I know that I am responsible for my choices. In order to get to the cookbooks, we need to access the King County Library systems in this way. So once I've gotten in here and I'm ready to start exploring, I thought I'd show you a couple of different options. One, if you click on the search button, little magnifying glass down at the bottom, and you click into the search box and you just type in cookbook, right? Just the word cookbook, you'll see that there are over 3,000 cookbooks in the King County Library system, which is excellent for our food and cultures project, where we want to have access to as many foods and as many cultures as possible. So I've done that, but it's going to take me a really long time to browse through 3,000 different cookbooks to find what I need. So we can add keywords. Let me show you how some keywords change the search results. If I add Korean cookbook, for example, and hit return, I get 54 titles. 54 is a lot easier to browse. Maybe you would like Latino cooking. Wonder what happens when we type in Latino. Okay, now we're getting some additional options. You know, not everything's a cookbook, like Como Agua para Chocolate. That is a book. But you can see here's the Enchilada Queen cookbook, the Cocina Latina cookbook. You'll have to look for cookbooks. You could also add, let's see, maybe we're looking for Lebanese cooking. Wow, 6 titles. That's great. Here's Lebanese home cooking. I could borrow that and look for that. So I want you to think of foods from your culture, or foods from cultures that you're just interested in learning more about, and you're going to find a cookbook for that culture. So for me, my last name, Wijnkoop, is Dutch. So let's see what happens if I type in Dutch cooking. Dutch ovens. Dutch oven is really a tool and not a kind of cooking. So I'm going to need to browse a little bit more and see what I can figure out. Well, Dutch is part of a region of the world called Scandinavia. So I'm going to type in Scandinavian and cookbook. When I do that, oh, hey, this looks like something I might be able to use. Now I'm a baker and I'm intrigued by this first book here that says Scandinavian from scratch. Well, guess what? It says someone else is reading that book right now. It says I would need to place a hold in order to read it. So I'm going to keep looking because I want something that I can use now. Ooh, I'm interested in smorgasbord. That's what we call our choice day. I'm actually going to go into, oh, no, that one's not available. You're looking for one that says borrow at the top. One that says borrow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at this one here, Norwegian Cakes and Cookies, Scandinavia Sweets Made Simple. Now I need to click on borrow and borrow again. Once I do that, I can click on the book and it will open book. And then I'm going to read this in Libby app. And once the book opens, I can just click to the right-hand side over here, and it's going to slowly move me through this book. Now, I'm going to see a table of contents. I can browse through that table of contents. Ooh, a caramelized apple cake sounds delicious. plum compote, and I'm thinking about what could I make a model of? Remember our felt models of the taco and the fortune cookie and the pancake. So I'm looking for things that I could maybe make that I'd have an example of. So I'm going to click on this Morello cherry and almond cake. Now, here's the thing that's really important. Once you find a recipe, you need to have a picture of that recipe, and then you need to have access to that recipe so that we know what's in it. You're going to become the expert on this recipe. Do I have a picture of my cake? Yes. Do I have the recipe? Yes. So once you find a recipe and a cookbook, please go to Schoology and look for what you need to write down and record in your library notebook. Happy reading, cheetahs. I hope you enjoy using Libby.